A man teaching millions how to get rich just vanished into thin air with everything he owned. Devon Smith had it all. Private jets, luxury cars, penthouses in 3 different countries, and a bank account most people only see in movies. He wasn't born into money. He built his empire from scratch, or at least that's what he told everyone. Social media loved him. Instagram followers counted in millions. YouTube videos hitting hundreds of thousands of views every single week. Young people everywhere wanted to be just like him. They bought his courses, attended his seminars, and followed every word he said like it was gospel truth. But then something strange happened. One day he posted about his morning routine in Dubai. The next day, nothing. The day after that, silence. Then weeks passed. Then months. His account stayed frozen in time like a digital ghost town. No goodbye message, no explanation, nothing. Just gone. And here's where things get really weird. Nobody can figure out where he went or why he left. Some say he's hiding from something big. Others think he never existed the way we thought he did. The truth is stranger than any theory you've heard. Let me take you back to where this whole story begins, because understanding who Devon Smith was makes his disappearance even more confusing. 5 years ago, nobody knew his name. He wasn't on anyone's radar. He wasn't famous or rich or successful. He was just another guy trying to make it in a world that seemed stacked against regular people. But Devon had something different about him. He understood how to talk to people who felt stuck in their lives. He knew exactly what to say to someone working a job they hated, living paycheck to paycheck, dreaming of something better, but not knowing how to get there. His first videos were simple. No fancy editing, no expensive equipment, just him sitting in a basic apartment talking straight to the camera. He spoke about mindset, about taking control of your life, about not letting fear stop you from chasing bigger things. People connected with that message. The comments section filled up with people thanking him, saying his words changed their perspective, asking for more advice. Then things started changing fast. Within 6 months, Devon wasn't in that basic apartment anymore. He showed up in nicer places, better clothes, nicer camera. He started talking about the moves he made, the investments he took risks on, the business deals that paid off. He never went into deep detail about exactly what he did, but he painted a picture of someone who figured out the system and beat it. His audience grew like wildfire. People wanted to know his secrets. They wanted the blueprint. They wanted to know how a regular guy transformed into someone flying private and staying in 5-star hotels. So Devon gave them what they wanted, but it came with a price tag. He launched his first online course called the Millionaire Mindset Method. It cost $997. That's a lot of money for most people, but Devon promised it contained everything someone needed to change their financial situation completely. Thousands of people bought it. Reviews came in mixed. Some people said it changed their life and helped them start making real money. Others said it was basic information you could find free on YouTube wrapped in fancy packaging. But the negative reviews didn't slow Devon down. He kept growing. He launched more courses, each one more expensive than the last. He started doing live events where people paid $2,000 just to sit in a room and hear him speak for 2 days. Those events sold out every single time. His lifestyle got more and more extreme. He posted pictures from Bali, from Monaco, from the Maldives. He showed off his watch collection worth more than most people's houses. He posed next to Lamborghinis and Ferraris. He shared videos of himself eating at restaurants where a single meal cost thousands of dollars. His message stayed the same though. Anyone could do this. Anyone could have this life. You just needed the right information and the courage to take action. And if you wanted that information, he could sell it to you. His followers ate it up. They defended him in comments when critics called him a scammer. They shared his content religiously. They truly believed Devon Smith held the key to a better life. But some people started asking questions. Financial experts looked at his content and couldn't figure out where the actual money came from. He talked about investments, but never specified what kind. He mentioned businesses, but never named them. He showed results, but never showed the process. One financial analyst broke down the math and said the only way Devon could be making the money he claimed was if his main income came from selling courses and event tickets, not from the investment strategies he taught. That analysis went viral. Suddenly more people started questioning Devon's legitimacy. Were his students actually getting rich, or was Devon getting rich off his students? Devon responded by doubling down. He made videos addressing the haters, saying poor people always criticize rich people because they can't handle seeing others succeed. He said broke mindsets can't understand millionaire moves. He posted screenshots of bank accounts showing massive balances, though financial experts pointed out how easy those are too fake. He brought students on camera who claimed they made six figures following his advice, though investigations later showed some of those students were paid actors. The controversy only made him more popular. His follower count jumped. His course sales increased. It seemed like nothing could touch him. He was bulletproof, untouchable, living proof that you could build an empire in the internet age regardless of what critics said. Then came the warning signs that something was seriously wrong. First, students who bought his highest tier coaching program, which cost $15,000, started complaining they couldn't reach him. Emails went unanswered. Scheduled coaching calls never happened. The private community he promised access to went silent with no new posts from Devon. People started demanding refunds. Customer service responses became slower and vaguer. Some people got refunds, but many didn't. Then former team members started speaking out. A video editor who worked for Devon for 8 months revealed that much of the lifestyle content was rented or borrowed. The penthouses were Airbnb properties. The cars came from luxury rental services. The private jet photos were taken during chartered flights that lasted 30 minutes just for content. The watches were loaned from a jeweler friend in exchange for promotion. Devon's response to these accusations was brief and aggressive. He posted one statement saying jealous employees always try to tear down their former bosses, and that everything in his life was legitimately his. He said he'd see the accusers in court for defamation, but he never followed through with legal action. Instead, his posting schedule changed. He went from multiple posts per day to once every few days. The content felt different too, less personal and more generic, like someone else might be running the accounts. His face appeared less frequently. More stock footage and text-based motivational quotes filled his feeds. Something was clearly happening behind the scenes. Then came the final post. It was a standard motivational message about staying focused on your goals no matter what obstacles come your way. Nothing seemed unusual about it except for one detail that people only noticed later. The location tag said Dubai, but the timestamp showed it posted at 3 in the morning Dubai time. Small detail, but it mattered. Devon always posted during peak engagement hours. He was obsessed with metrics and analytics. Posting at 3 in the morning made no sense unless someone else posted it for him, or unless he wasn't actually in Dubai when it went up. That post was on March 15th. Nothing came after it. No stories, no tweets, no YouTube videos, nothing. Complete silence. At first, followers thought maybe he was taking a break. Successful people need time away from social media too. But days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. His website stayed up, but no new content appeared. His online courses remained available for purchase, which seemed strange if he had vanished. Money was still being processed for people buying his programs, but nobody was receiving what they paid for. Students who bought courses after his disappearance got login credentials that didn't work or led to incomplete content. This sparked a wave of credit card chargebacks and complaints to consumer protection agencies. Several people tried filing police reports, but were told that an adult choosing to stop posting on social media isn't a crime and doesn't constitute a missing person case. Internet detectives started digging deep. They found records showing Devon Smith wasn't even his real name. His birth name was Kevin Dombrowski from a small town in Ohio. He had no social media presence before 5 years ago, which is unusual for someone in his age bracket. One investigator tracked down his high school yearbook and found a completely different person. Quiet and unremarkable, nothing like the confident guru persona. Former classmates were shocked to learn about his online identity. They described Kevin as a shy kid who mostly kept to himself. Definitely not someone who seemed destined for entrepreneurial success. This discovery raised massive questions. If Devon Smith was a carefully constructed character, what else about his story was manufactured? Financial records proved difficult to track because Devon operated through multiple LLC companies registered in different states and countries. But investigators did find something interesting. Several of his business entities were registered to addresses that turned out to be virtual office spaces, just mail forwarding services with no actual physical presence. One company was registered to an address in Panama, a country known for banking privacy laws. Another was registered in Delaware, but had a registered agent that specialized in helping people hide ownership information. Everything about his business structure seemed designed to obscure rather than illuminate. This is legal, but it raised eyebrows given his whole brand was built on transparency and teaching others his methods. More former students came forward with their experiences. One woman named Jennifer paid $12,000 for Devon's Platinum coaching program. She never received a single coaching session. She never got access to the promised private mastermind group. When she tried to get a refund, customer service said they'd process it within 30 days. That was 9 months before Devon disappeared. She never saw her money again, and her credit card company eventually sided with the merchant because she had waited too long to dispute the charge. Her story was repeated hundreds of times across forums and social media. People lost thousands of dollars. Some people lost money they couldn't afford to lose, taking out loans or maxing out credit cards because they believed Devon's promise that investing in his coaching would change their financial future. Consumer protection investigators got involved, but hit dead ends. The companies were technically still operating since the websites remained live and were still processing payments. Without a criminal complaint or clear evidence of fraud intent, there wasn't much they could do. Civil lawsuits were filed by groups of students, but serving legal papers to someone who vanished is nearly impossible. Even if they won judgments, collecting money from hidden offshore accounts would take years of international legal work. Most people just had to accept their losses and move on. Then about 8 months after Devon disappeared, someone claimed they spotted him. A tourist in Thailand posted a photo on Reddit saying they saw someone who looked exactly like Devon Smith at a beach resort on a small island. The photo was blurry and taken from a distance, but the resemblance was strong. Same build, same facial structure, same style. The post went viral. People started speculating that Devon took all the money from his final wave of core sales and disappeared to a country with no extradition treaty to live a quiet life under a new identity. Thailand became a hot topic in the investigation. More people claimed they spotted him in Bangkok, in Phuket, in Chiang Mai, but none of the sightings were confirmed and no clear photos ever emerged. Other theories popped up. Some people think Devon got in over his head with the wrong people. Maybe he borrowed money from dangerous sources to fund his lifestyle and couldn't pay it back. Maybe his whole operation was connected to larger financial crimes and he became a liability. This theory suggests he didn't disappear voluntarily, but was disappeared by others. It sounds extreme, but the completely clean vanishing act with no trace does fit a pattern of someone who had help erasing their digital and physical footprint. Others think Devon saw legal trouble coming and planned his exit carefully. He might have slowly moved money offshore, set up new identities, and chosen the perfect moment to walk away, before authorities could freeze his assets or file charges. The most interesting theory came from a former friend of Kevin Dombrowski who gave an interview to a podcast investigating internet scams. This friend claimed that Kevin always struggled with his identity and spent his whole life trying to become someone different from the person he was born as. The friend said Kevin studied successful influencers obsessively, taking notes on their speech patterns, their body language, their content strategy. He essentially built Devon Smith as a character the same way an actor builds a role. The friend suggested that maybe the pressure of maintaining this false identity became too much. Maybe Kevin couldn't handle being Devon anymore, and the disappearance was a mental breakdown rather than a calculated scam. This theory has a sad element to it, suggesting a troubled person who got trapped in their own creation. Hit subscribe because this story isn't over, and what happens next will shock you.